Mr. Kikere, what makes you different from the other coaches teaching English with French out there? What do you have to offer differently that will make us shell out our cash and learn from you? Why don't you teach us English in French? And why should we listen to you and learn from you? If you've been having the same question, I'm eager this morning to share my viewpoint. The education system we've been through is designed to teach us English as subject matter. It is the English that you learn with translation and grammar analysis. Whenever you come to the classroom, they are busily teaching you how to analyze the grammar, if clauses, passive voice, how to use when, how to use what, and when to use which, and you are busily focused on the outside superficial things of the language. And as a result, you end up becoming a good student who is good at regurgitating someone else's idea, maybe the teachers or someone else's quote, someone else's speeches. You are very good at that. Or when you meet a native speaker, all you are busily doing is trying to monopolize the talking. When you meet people who are not yet speaking English, you show them that you are the best. You are French-speaking African who has finally made it to the top of the people who can speak the language, that language. Okay? That's one part of the thing. Your question is, why am I not teaching English like them? Mind you, those coaches out there, with all due respect to them, are very good at what they're doing. They are so good at teaching people how to become talkers of English. If we just expose them to the good kind of English, I'm sure they will also teach it to the students. But my job as pragmatic spoken English teacher is to help you to master English as a human spoken language. It's the English language that you learn which has for purpose of making you becoming English in your mind. Like, you become English. You don't pretend to be an English person, you become it. You are English. The system we've had is designed to keep us slaves forever. It's not just in the domain of English. We were trained to just be knowers, okay, to play the knowledgeable, to have just titles, to just have the appearance and the look of someone who can talk in English, even if he cannot express his own ideas. Stop. It is time for French-speaking African to generate their own ideas and think for themselves directly from English without the intermediary of French. Because when you stand up in English class and tell me, your teacher, why am I not teaching you English in French? Because you are French-speaking African and that your first language is French, and that you are not born in Ghana, and that without French you cannot master English. What you are just literally telling me is that French is my savior language that should come from somewhere, okay, over there, and I'll be waiting for it here. And without French, I can make it in my life when it comes to English. Are you going to tell me that you are so low, that you are so weak, that you are so incapable of generating your own ideas? What language have you used to learn your local languages? Did you know that you cannot use French to teach them English in America? It is only in Africa that they beat us in school, primary school, they beat us. They did what we call public shaming by putting the shell of snail on our neck as medallion for being stupid. So we associated speaking our local languages as being a bad person, a person with no value, and using French in English language as salvation language to master English, which is a superior language. When are we going to stop that linguistical colonization? We want to get you to discover how you can become so free in English that your own ideas will come directly from English. You become a powerful listener. When you take your idea in front of any investors as leader, entrepreneur, you'll be able to defend it from bottom to the top with self-confidence second to none. You wouldn't be regurgitating someone else's idea. In fact, you become so powerful at critical thinking, reading, that when you take the floor, people listen. Because when you learn English with translation grammar method, you end up having to say something good to impress people. But when you learn English as human spoken language from me, in my pragmatic spoken English system, you have something good to talk about, to say, to impress upon people. That's the difference. Which one do you choose? To impress people, to show them that you too are speaking, finally, the language of the superior, or that you are also somebody capable of generating your own thoughts, ideas, philosophies directly from the core and speak English like your local languages? Which one do you choose? I'm sure the latter. So 2024 is just knocking at the door. Don't get into 2024 thinking in French while speaking English. You are not a slave. You are free. Act like that. My name is Apollinaire Apostix Kekere. I'm a teacher of pragmatic spoken English. My mission is to help you, leaders, entrepreneurs, executives, to take the floor because you have something good to say with the English language as a tool to communicate your vision, your values, your aspiration, your dreams, and impact people.